can make me. Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today I am joined by a very special guest all the way from America, Natalia. Hi.
Hi.
So basically, Natalia is my sister's friend. She's a great friend, funny, and she's gonna introduce herself to you guys today.
Yeah, hi. Well, thanks for having me on your podcast. How cool it is that you have one. But yeah, my name's Natalia. So I live in California in San Jose. A little bit about me, I guess. Yeah, so I've known your sister for a very long time since she did her studies here. So we became really good friends, and we still keep in touch here and there because of technology. So really grateful to have technology to keep us connected. A little bit more about myself. Well, when I'm not like sheltering in place, I like to be outdoors. So I usually like to go hiking or like hang out with friends, check out new restaurants and stuff like that. But now that I'm shelter in place, I just been watching a lot of Netflix. And just like, having these like Zoom meetings with friends and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a little bit about me.
That's great. So I know that you like to hike and go on adventures, as you can tell. I'll link her Instagram below just in case boys are interested. She's single. So she really likes to go outside and she's a very adventurous person. So how have you been finding that? Like, is it hard because of the quarantine policies nowadays, or how has it been?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little hard, but I think now I'm getting used to it a little bit. So I do like try to hike, after I finish my work. I've been working from home, so like after work, I'll try to do a hike near my house. Um, but it's just not the same because, you're just going by yourself as opposed to going with a group of friends. And then also, you can't go as far, you can't go to too far of a place just because you're not, um, like, I'm just afraid of, the area, not sure how safe people are in that area. So just going to familiar places. I still try to go outdoors and stuff like that. So haven't really been adventurous in terms of like traveling, but I've been more adventurous with like cooking and like, I don't know, just trying new recipes and stuff like that. So I tried to pick up like an arts and craft, but I never finished it, and it's been 4 months.
It's okay,
And
girl. We can improve. We can improve with the
so yeah.
persistency.
Yeah, I tried to like make a face mask, and then I just
Ooh.
the material got too long for it to ship, so then I lost interest, and so by the time it arrived, I just not interested anymore. But yeah, so like, just pick up here and there, like do little arts and crafts or cooking and stuff like that to keep myself busy.
Are there any successful activities that you do that you would like to share? Some knitting?
uh Yeah, I guess like maybe cooking. I've been like, trying new recipes. So my friend and I would sometimes have Zoom meetings, or not meetings, I guess, Zoom hangouts where we cook together and we just
That's
like catch
nice.
up through cooking. And then, so also like gardening, try to just, I don't really, yeah, I mean, I'm not the gardener, but I'm like the one who's like trying to, just try to water or like try to go outside and see how it's doing and stuff like that. But it's like, it's very fulfilling when you get like a harvest and you see, kind of like the hard work that was put in there. What else? Yeah, so just mostly like successful stuff is just, I guess, cooking and, trying to
Gardening,
gardening, I guess. Yeah, very like
old
not
people
me type of
stuff.
activities. Not my usual, type of activities, but
That's
yeah,
good
it's
that
good.
you're
Yeah.
going out of your comfort zone and trying new
Yes.
things.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
true.
good. So, well, lovely introduction. So we're going to jump into the questions. No pressure. I'm kind of discussing this topic of advice for the millennials, and I know that, like what you said, it's kind of hard to say from a younger person point of view. But actually,
Mhm.
the whole point of it is not to say and see it from the younger person's point of view. It's to kind of get a perspective of an adult who has been through life more than we do, obviously. Although we
Okay.
act like we've been through life our whole life, which is not true. And yeah, so my first question is, are you in San Jose right now?
Yes.
So obviously you are an American citizen. I would like to ask, so what's the ongoing issue aside from coronavirus, obviously, that you think is has been an issue that's ongoing in the United States that
Mm.
has affected us around the world?
I think the big thing around here recently is around racism. A lot of, I mean, I grew up in San Jose, like specifically in like the Cupertino area. So there's a lot of Asians here. So I think growing up, I never really faced, like racism directly. But I do feel that, um, like at a workplace, that sometimes you are not seen or taken seriously because, you know, I'm like an Asian woman, like versus I work in like a big corporate company where the majority of the people are white males. So, sometimes like going into meetings, it could be intimidating or it could be, sometimes you're just overlooked because you're and I think also I'm on the younger side compared to a lot of my colleagues. So, like I'm just seen as this young Asian woman, like what does she know kind of thing. So I had to work really hard to kind of um, make myself very credible around the office. But I know that a lot of people here around the Bay Area, they have faced some, especially I think just maybe not so much in my neighborhood, but around San Jose, they have faced racism. So there's just more of those, and kids would feel that, they have to deal with staying in place. But then when they go out, this whole, and our president, he made fun of the virus and called it like the China flu or whatever, right? Um, so that could also the reason why it triggered a lot of these things. So yeah, so I think that's also another issue besides the virus that's going on.
Yeah, thank you. Um, I also like, of course, I'm not there, but social media again is a very powerful platform, and I've seen a lot of riots and everything else that's been going on in the states, and then people in New York that hasn't really been quarantining, but making a
Yeah.
big, march, and I feel like it's a good thing that people are actually trying to get their voice back and making these changes. But I also kind of feel like there are things that they should consider before, doing the whole march thing. And with the
Mm.
virus going on, maybe considering that a little bit in the picture.
We had a riot like not too far down from my house. Actually, I live near Centennial Row, so like there was a riot there, and well, not there specifically, but like you could hear like police and like the stores were just kind of like closing, like boarding their windows to make sure that no one kind of like do any vandalism and stuff like that. So it's real. Like people, I think people being stuck at home, they also want to get out and they just want to do things. And,
Hmm.
maybe some people are taking advantage of the situation. And, yeah, I think people just have to be careful and they just have to be smart about it, like being at the right place at the right time kind of thing. There's a thing about like, kind of doing what is right, protesting the correct way. And then there's like vandalizing, which is like not the right way and doesn't do any good. So, yeah.
I really agree with that because I feel like because in Jakarta, actually the number of coronavirus has been rising. Some people, there are people who are taking this seriously and staying home and stuff like that, but I mean, I could understand if it's for like work and stuff, but like sometimes there are also people who's taking advantage of the situation, and it's kind of unfair to the people who are staying home
Yeah.
because it's like it's horrible.
No, I agree. I think I was like frustrated too. Like I see people out and about while I'm like stuck at home and I'm completely healthy and I'm not sick at all. So it's like it's not fair. And I love going out, so like I really miss it. But yeah, you just kind of have to do your part and be smart about it at the same time. So
Continuing to the point of how you felt about being Asian, and not just being Asian, but like just the whole issue with racism, and that's been going on in the States. What do you think some things you've learned personally, like just because we want to talk about the positive aspect, so we kind of want to talk about some things that you find that, oh, although I was treated like this, or although I'm like this, I learned that. Do you think you can share a little bit more on that?
yeah, I think mine would maybe come more from the workplace. So like I mentioned, I just have to build my credibility among like the colleagues who may, see me as this, yeah, young Asian girl kind of thing. And I had to kind of work hard to show that, I'm more than just someone that you could boss around kind of thing. So, and I think over the years, like I have proven myself. And so, they don't see me as this like, young little girl anymore, but they see me as like a peer. So I think, and how I did that was just kind of like, you just kind of have to pick your battles. Like some battles are worth, just kind of closing one eye on kind of thing. Whereas like there are some battles that may be worth you speaking up on. So you just kind of have to be smart and knowing kind of like when to speak up and when not to speak up, like some things. And then you need to kind of also get a mentor, like if you're at a workplace or even if it's at school, pick have a teacher or have like a older class member that you could see as a mentor that could help you with these things that you're dealing with, because they're at the same workplace or they're at the same school, they know what's going on, and so they could help you kind of walk through things so you're not there by yourself, so you have someone that you could someone that could be an ally for you and help support you and be there when you need the kind of support that you need. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because actually diversity is a pretty interesting thing, don't you think so? Like I
Yeah.
feel like there's beauty in it, and there is, obviously. I think that's one of the reason why diversity is a thing. There's things that create issue in diversity, and it's like I think we just need to kind of get it together to make it all work out, and everything's going to be fine, because I think it's a beautiful thing, don't you think so?
Yeah, I mean, there's like, it's important to have diverse, like, thinking, diverse perspective, right? Like, can you imagine if you're, like, you don't have different point of views? Like, it's things are bland, like, you're never going to learn new things and you're never going to understand or just be creative too, and whether it's like in whatever you're doing, like at work or in your in the space you're at, maybe and also at the workplace, like if everyone thinks like a white male, like like what is that going to do at a workplace? You're never, business is going to be different, like the people that your customers, your approach, and your employees is going to be different because everyone comes from different backgrounds and different cultures, and especially in California, I feel like it's a melting pot for a lot of different people coming in here, whether it's for school and then like finding a job here. We have a lot of expats here, so like people come from different culture and different background, people have different histories, so having that kind of diversity, I think it's really nice. And I like having different perspective and understanding different cultures and different ways of thinking. So yeah.
Yeah. So again, like actually this is a personal question, because I think it's a thing that I feel like I want to do in the future. So
Hmm.
there's Do you know Cosmopolitan magazine, the women's magazine?
Hmm.
Yes, I've been collecting my resume. I've been doing a lot of writing and participating in school campus, collect my resume for a job as an editor at Cosmo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I feel like that's my dream list. What do you think are some advice you would like to, in this situation, you would like to give me into, well, first of all, the working industry. Second of all,
Hmm.
the working industry in a diverse community, because again, America is probably one of the most diverse places in this whole entire world.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think if that is your dream, your goal, like you could totally achieve for it. I believe you can. Like you just have to, how to get your door, your foot in the door kind of thing is you need to have some sort of experience, right? You need to have at least an internship or something. Like if at your school there's opportunities where you could even be like an editor for your school's, I don't know, like magazine or your school newspaper or whatever, yearbook. I think in the US we have like yearbook classes. I don't know if you guys have that there, but like, those kind of things where the department who always sends out newsletters to the class. So you want to have experience in that, right? So like you have to build your resume with these kind of experiences, right? So, and then if you're going to college, then maybe try to find an internship where you could be an editor for a small, like start small and then work your way up. And then, Cosmo is more kind of like in the fashion industry, right? So like if you want to be in the fashion industry, then kind of you need to start putting your foot in the door in that kind of industry. Could do that, yeah, just by like internship and just, get a lot of experience and stuff like that. I think experience, like internship comes a long way. And then to make yourself stand out, like do something that you could write about from your perspective. You just want to make yourself stand out, right? Like how can you make yourself stand out? I think you have a lot of unique stories, right? Like your background, where you came from, and like even living through this pandemic as someone who's like graduating, trying to figure out like your last year, you should be with your friends. Like, you should be like, spending this last year with your friend, right? Like, but you can't. So, but yet you are like, you have this podcast and stuff. So you need to like, I think it's already something unique that you could write about and put on your resume. And it really does put you like, stands you out in front of, others, right? So.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think I don't know why, but I've always been inspired by like hardworking women who's like on their 30 and above, and like it's just so cool to see them like being an independent woman, like this lady boss kind of person, inspiration. So, um, I know that you said you've been watching a couple of Netflix shows and movies. So do you think you can recommend us anything that's that you think is good?
Okay, let's see. So I've been watching a lot of Korean
My
dramas.
sister too. I can't with the Korean dramas, you guys.
So maybe I don't have any recommendations to share to you. But I think before this Korean drama craze that I was in, I was watching, is it called Ozark? Ozrak?
Ozark.
Ozark, yeah. So that was a really good one. I just love like, the storyline. And then what else did I saw? Yeah, in terms of Korean drama, like The King, I think that's a good one. And I'm watching the It's Okay Not to Be Okay one right now. So, yeah. So,
What about movies?
movies. I haven't really. Oh, movies. Oh, well, it's not really a movie, but if you have Disney Plus, I highly recommend Hamilton.
Oh, why is our taste so different? This is not okay.
I'm sorry, I'm older. But Hamilton is really good, regardless of how old you are. But yeah, it's have you seen it yet or not yet?
I've
It's
just
just
seen
like
like
this.
sneak peeks of it, but like I've
Okay.
never really been interested, obviously.
Okay, well, you have to watch this one. Like, I guarantee you will love it. It's like, it's a Broadway musical, but it's like hip hop and like it's just like, and what's really interesting about it, it's like about the American history. Like American history is kind of boring, but this musical made it really interesting and fun to watch. So
Okay.
so yeah, I highly recommend it.
What do you think about, American movies and TV shows like Friends or The Umbrella Academy, Dynasty? Have you been
Mm.
watching those?
I just started watching The Umbrella Academy today, actually. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of Stranger Things. Have you seen Stranger Things?
I don't watch Stranger Things. There's a better version of it. It's called How to Get Away with Murder. Have you ever watched that?
Oh, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. No.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's really good.
it's
Honestly,
really good.
it's so
Okay.
good.
Okay, maybe
It's
I'll
so
pick that
cool.
one up next. But yeah, and then the first one you said was Friends. Of course, I've seen Friends a million times. So
Same.
yeah, Friends is always good. Yeah.
You should watch The Late Show on Netflix. There's a movie called The Late Show. It's really good.
Okay.
And
Okay.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh yeah. Okay. Of course. Yeah. Recently, I was kind of like trying to take a break from Korean drama, so I watched The Kissing Booth. Have
Oh
you
yeah.
seen The Kissing
Oh
Booth?
my
Oh, something we have in common.
Did you
Yeah,
watch The Kissing Booth 2 or Kissing Booth?
the second one. I saw the first
Oh.
one last year. Yeah, so this is the second one now. Yeah.
I think the second one is more a bit more like, because the first one I feel like I just feel like it could be better, but the second one
Uh-huh.
I feel like they kind of level it up a little bit more.
Yeah, the second one is more like grown up, like more, not as like, not as like.
Sister Noah Flynn, hello everybody.
I see. Is he like your favorite crush at the moment, or
Noah Flynn and Marco.
what do you like about them? Is it like their physique, or like?
No, I feel like Noah has this kind of like gentleman aura, like, some sort of like I'm masculine and I'm hot type of aura. And then Marco is Marco is kind of like, he's cute,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like Noah's hair. I like his eyes. Yeah, his yeah. But Marco, yeah, he's okay.
Noah's a typical boy next door cutie,
Yeah, I agree. How do you guys say someone is cute these days? Like, what is the woke word?
Wow. Dude, my
Yes,
sister
I
is
know
not
woke.
this cool. Honestly, so not cool compared to you. Step up your game.
She's also a mom, so I'm not a mom, and yeah.
Exactly. The fact that you're a mom, you still have to get on the trend, so you know how to like talk to your kids later. She's still in
But
the
Sophia
old
is
school
like,
vibe.
she's only what, 5 or something, right? She's so
She's
young.
gonna grow up fast, trust me.
All right.
I mean, honestly, I have 5 nieces and nephew, and I post them every time because they're just so cute and adorable. And I
Yeah.
feel like being able to like be 18 and like having to set an example sometimes might be a bit hard. So
Mm,
gotta work on that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Teach them, teach them to be a good person, and then, but you also want to let them kind of explore and be their own person too, right? So you just have to find a balance. And yeah, I think you play a very important role as their, like, their aunt, right? You want to be a cool aunt, but at the same time you have to teach them kind of like to be a good person too.
Yeah,
So
that part is challenging.
yeah.
So my third question, which is one of the last questions today, is what are some tips and advice you would give to your younger self considering the life you have today?
Um, let's see. So I would say have fun. I think growing up, I was a very studious person. But when I was in college, I became more of a work hard, play hard type of person. And I wish I had told my younger self, my high school self, to just have fun also, to not just, it's not all about going to getting into the top school. Like that's not all life is about. You want to cherish those experiences you have as a young person to just, be a kid, be yourself, and enjoy life, and not have to worry so much about school applications or like doing extracurricular activities to get into the best school and stuff like that. You should just enjoy life, enjoy time with your friends. And I think I would also tell myself, like, friendship is really important. So find yourself a good close knit of friends that you could trust, and just be yourself. I think like when I was younger, like in my high school days, I was trying to find myself, trying to like fit in, trying to be cool in the cool crowd and stuff like that. So but you don't need to do that. Like, just find a group of friends who likes you and appreciates you for who you are. Like if you could surround yourself with those type of people, I think you'll enjoy your last few days, or your last moments in high school together with them. And then in college, it's you just find yourself, and you really get to know who your true friends are, because everyone's going to different places and stuff like that. So but yeah, just have fun. Like, don't think too much about the future, but just enjoy it. And yeah.
That's a long advice, but it hits. It hits. Do you have any, like, maybe last quote that you live by that you would like to share to my millennial audience?
Let's see. A last quote. I will say YOLO. You just rolled your eyes at me again.
This. I can't with you. What is it with this boomer thing?
No, it's true. Just like, just have fun. Like, go explore places, travel as much as you can, and like, just do things, like experience things. Like, don't focus so much on like things that are not even worth your headache, your time to be worrying about. Like, you're still young, just enjoy the ride. And and it's all about experiences, I think.
Wait, I have a counter argument though.
Okay, hit me.
But you said that we have to, like, still work hard and, like, kind of prepare that portfolio, quote unquote, to reach our dreams in the future. Yeah. But sometimes being too laid back doesn't work, because I feel like it's either you're too laid back or you're too, like, you're working too hard for something you want. So what's the balance in between?
So if, like, let's say you want to be an editor, right? Like, you need to find experiences that you could have fun with to fulfill that dream of yours, right? So like this podcast, for example, it's fun, right? Like, it's not something that you dread doing, right? So that's what I mean. Like reach for your goals and dreams, but have fun at it, and like enjoy the experiences that come along the way. It doesn't, like, if you're too, and being laid back is fine, there's nothing wrong with that, but being lazy is something else. And I don't think that you are lazy. I don't think anyone should be lazy. If you're lazy, you're never gonna achieve your dream. If you're laid back, you can get there, yeah, but if you're lazy, you're never gonna get there. So like work hard, but have fun along the way, so you'll be able to reach your dream. So
that's good advice. The problem is, in Indonesia, laid back means being lazy, so it's like a different context.
So don't be laid back then.
It's a very different context we're talking here.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Before I close this segment with you, we want to kind of, there's this always like your favorite song, your anthem for your life that you would like to share as just a closure, and then we're done.
A song that pops into my head is Beyonce's song "Girls." Have you heard that song?
Yes.
Who Runs the World, Girls? Yeah. I still agree that girls do run the world. Like, just because you're a girl doesn't mean you can't do anything.
Amen.
Yeah, high five. But yeah, so, like, believe in your worth, believe in yourself, and, like, yeah, work hard, play hard, enjoy your life, enjoy the ride, and don't think any less of yourself just because you're a girl. Like, and don't let any guy put you in that position where you're, where you can't do things. So yeah, you could do it.
Yo, we got a preacher on the stand. Let's go. Cheers. Thank you for joining me today. I know that you were very nervous and I can understand why. And for everyone who's watching, thank you for tuning in. I will link all of her social media down below. If you want to hit her up, you can hit her up as a mentor or, something else. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next episode.